What is interesting is that at this stage, we're first learning about the advancement of the soul. For instance, a soul that is able to work to help alleviate the fear of the mother of childhood is usually a more advanced soul. And you will ask those questions.
There are practical reasons why conditions exist in the spirit world for a system designed to measure learning and development. The system fosters enlightenment and ultimately the perfection of souls. It is important to understand that while we may suffer the consequences of bad choices in our educational tasks, we are always protected, supported, and directed within the system by master souls. I see this as the spiritual management of souls. The whole idea of a hierarchy of souls has been part of both Eastern and Western cultures for many centuries. In my discussions of colors of advancement, levels of development, classrooms, teachers, and students, it would be easy to assume the ambiance of the spirit world as one of hierarchy. This conclusion would be quite wrong, according to all my clients. If anything, the spirit world is hierarchical in mental awareness. We tend to think of organizational authority on Earth as represented by power struggles, turf wars, and the controlling use of a rigid set of rules within structure. There certainly is structure in the spirit world, but it exists within a sublime matrix of compassion, harmony, ethics, and morality, far beyond what we practice on Earth. In my experience, the spirit world also has a far-reaching centralized personnel department Yet there is a value system here of overwhelming kindness, tolerance, patience, and absolute love. When reporting to me about such things, my subjects are humbled by the process. I have an old college friend in Tucson who is an iconoclast and has resisted authority all his life, which is an attitude I can empathize with myself. My friend suspects the souls of my clients have been brainwashed into believing they have control over their destiny. He believes authority of any kind, even spiritual authority, cannot exist without corruption and the abuse of privilege. My research reveals too much order upstairs, which is not to his liking. A far-reaching centralized personnel department. Nevertheless, all my subjects believe they have had a multitude of choices in their past, and that this will continue into the future. Advancement through the taking of personal responsibility does not involve dominance or status ranking, but rather a recognition of potential. The classification of souls by color coding, as reported by my subjects, can be represented by a chart I have designed. The left column lists the soul's spiritual state, or grade level of learning. The right column shows our guide status. Does not involve dominance or status ranking. The right column shows our guide status. Does not involve dominance or status ranking. They see integrity and personal freedom everywhere in their life between lives. Dr. N, what is it? Subject. I have slowed way down. Things are different. Dr. N. How? Subject. More clearly defined. Pause. I know this place. Dr. N. Have you reached your own hive, cluster group? Subject. Long pause. Not yet, I guess. Dr. N. Just look about you and report back to me exactly what you see and feel. Subject. Subject begins to tremble. There are bunches of people together, off in the distance, but there. Dr. N. What do you see? Subject. Fearfully. People I know. Some of my family, off in the distance, but, with anguish, I don't seem to be able to reach them. Dr. N. Why? Subject, in tearful bewilderment. I don't know. God, don't they know I'm here? I can't reach my father. Dr. N. What do you think is the reason your father is off in the distance, so you can't reach him? Subject. During a long pause, I use the time to dry subject's face, which has become wet with tears and perspiration. I don't know. Dr. N. I place my hand on subject's forehead and command, Connect with your father, now. Subject. After a pause, the subject relaxes. It's okay. He is telling me to be patient and everything will become clear to me. I want to go over there and be near him. Dr. N. And what does he tell you about that? Subject, sadly. He says that he can always be in my mind if I need him, and I will learn to do this better, think telepathically, but he has to stay where he is.
They see integrity and personal freedom everywhere in their life between lives.
But he has to stay where he is.
They see integrity and personal freedom everywhere in their life between lives.
The system fosters enlightenment. Using this individual's case is appropriate, because I have observed the way this person's two guides interact in various life circumstances. My friend's junior guide appears in the form of a kindly, nurturing Native American medicine woman called Kwan. Kwan's desire to lighten the load of the rather difficult life my friend has chosen is tempered by a challenging male figure called Guiles. Guiles is clearly a senior guide who may be close to being a master in the spirit world. In this capacity, he does not appear nearly as often as Kwan. When Guiles does come into my friend's higher consciousness, he does so abruptly. Here is a sample of how a senior guide operates differently from one of junior status. Dr. N. When you are in deep reflection over a serious problem, how does Guiles come to you? Subject. Laughs. Not the same as Kwan, I can tell you. Usually he likes to Hide a little at first, behind a shadow of blue vapor. I hear him chuckling before I see him. Dr. N. You mean he appears first as a blue energy form? Subject. Yes, to hide himself a bit. He likes to be secretive, but it doesn't last long. Dr. N. Why? Subject. I don't know. To make sure I really want him, I guess. Dr. N. Well, when he shows himself, what does Guiles look like to you? Subject. An Irish leprechaun. Dr. N. Oh, then he is a small man. Subject. Laughs again. An elf figure. Tangled hair all over his wrinkled face. He looks a mess and moves constantly in all directions. Dr. N. Why does he do that? Subject. Guiles is a slippery character. Impatient, too. He frowns a lot while he paces back and forth in front of me, with his arms clasped in back of him. Dr. N. And how would you interpret this behavior? Subject. Guiles is not dignified like some guides, but he is very clever, crafty. Dr. N. Could you be more specific as to how this conduct relates to you? Subject. Strained. Guiles has made me look upon my lives as a chess game with the earth as the board. Certain moves bring certain results, and there are no easy solutions. I plan, and then things go wrong during the game in my life. I sometimes think he lays traps for me to work through on the board. I plan, and then things go wrong during the game in my life. I sometimes think he lays traps for me to work through on the board. Guiles is clearly a senior guide who may be close to being a master in the spirit world. I sometimes think he lays traps for me to work through on the board. Dr. N. Do you prosper with this technique of your advanced guide? Has Guiles been a help to your problem-solving during the game of life? Subject. Pause. More afterward. Here, in the spirit world. But he makes me work so damn hard on Earth. Dr. N. Could you get rid of him and just work with Quan? Subject smiles ruefully. It doesn't work that way here. Besides, he is brilliant. Dr. N. So we don't get to choose our guides? Subject. No way, they choose you.
It would be easy to assume the ambience of the spirit world as one of hierarchy. This conclusion would be quite wrong, according to all my clients.
So we don't get to choose our guides? Subject. No way, they choose you. Dr. N. Do you have any idea why you have two guides who approach your problems so differently in the way they help you? Subject. No, I don't, but I consider myself very fortunate. Quan is gentle and steady with her support. Dr. N. What do you like most about Guiles' teaching methods? Subject, pensively. Oh, the way he, trifles with me, almost mocking me to do better during the game and stop feeling sorry for myself. I have never found a person who is a living grade 6 or master guide as a subject. I suspect we don't have a whole lot of these advanced souls on Earth at any one time. Most level 6s are much too involved with planning and directing from the spirit world to incarnate any longer. From the reports of the level 5s I have had, it would seem the level 6 has no new lessons to learn. But I have a hunch a still incarnating soul at level 5 may not know all the esoteric tasks involved with master-level entities. Once in a while, during a session with a more advanced soul, I hear references to an even higher level of soul than level 6. These entities, to whom even the masters report, are in the darkest purple range of energy. These superior beings must be getting close to the Creator. I am told these shadowy figures are elusive,